Alright, welcome to part 2 on the 2050 Husqvarna. So, in the previous part, we pulled the cylinder, we seen that somebody else had got into here and looks like they were at it with sandpaper. I flex honed it. I didn't do that on camera, but anyway, it came out really nice. You can just barely make out one spot. Actually, I can't even see it right now, but now, I said I was going to wash this off, but nobody in town has kerosene for my parts washer. So, I've blown it out best as I can, and we're just going to put this back together carefully. Try and keep any dirt out of there. And then at a later date, I might take this and pressure wash it or something. So, let's just get right at it. Oh, also, checked on the gasket for the exhaust, and there is no gasket. There's nothing in the parts diagram, so I thought that might have been missing, but it's not. I'm using Red Rust Check for an assembly lube. Let's see if we can get this together. There's my rust check. Alright. There's the socket for that. Really don't want to let go of it because it went together so nice the first time, and my experience is when that happens, if you let go of it, you're screwed. Alright, so if you're using an impact to put stuff like this together, and that's on you. You got to know your impact. This one's not real powerful, so I can just feather the trigger, and I know that's not very... It's not going to strip these out. Some people don't respect the impact and they break things, so pretty good. Click. 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 There you go, all torque. Now, gotta get this thing back together. Okay, so we have that. We have that. Alright, now we've got a kill switch here somewhere. There it is. Alright, so on this kill switch, let's get a little closer. This screw right here goes down through this eye on the kill switch. And along with that is that wire that was broken. That's right there. So I put a new eye on that. It was broke really close to the eye. So we'll see if that's going to work out. I got to get it through this grommet though. No problem. Alright. So, kill sits right on top of the choke. And then this lever goes this way. Get in there. It does slide down into a bit of a notch as well, so have to be mindful of that. Try and get that in the right spot. All right. Now, I'm just going to go clean this up. Alright, that cleaned up pretty good. Most of this stuff you don't actually need a parts washer for. All I did is I took my cheap Olympia. That's $5 a can. Spray it down, get it wet. That kind of seeps into everything. And then I hit it with the air compressor. That's all it took. Alright, now. That was the wrong piece. This is the piece I want first. Let's clean this one up. Alright. So I did the same thing with this piece. Now, I have to remember how this goes back in here. There's a little tiny plastic grommet. You can see it in there. You could almost take a piece of fuel line and just cut it off about 3/8. I was going to order a new one. I priced it $40. Well, really, I mean, I spent some money on stupid things before, but I have a hard time spending $40 on that little piece of silicone. So anyway, we're going to put it back in there. And we're going to reuse it. Now, let's pull that choke out. Do a bit of wiggling here. Huh. Okay, I'm going to make an observation here. If you guys are doing this, put this piece on the cylinder first. I think I'll get it, but it would have been a lot easier if I'd done it that way. It's not the little boot that's causing me issues, it's this one. So let's stick that on there. Try it this direction. What is holding that? Oh, I see. That's less than pleasant to get together. Wow. It's in there, but I gotta take it out because the impulse line isn't lined up. Yeah, it wasn't pushing straight in. That's all right. We'll do it again. That out of the way first. Get those wires out of the way. Yeah, definitely put this on the cylinder. There's half of it. No. Starting to aggravate me. Alright, I've got that impulse in. I'm just going to try and fish this in one last time. If this doesn't work, I got to take that cylinder off. There, it went together. Nice. Alright. Let's see, how did this one go on? Made in Sweden, eh? Alright, so that just goes on the carburetor. It's the one plastic screw in that. So this is going to go in here next. Alright, I'm just going to pause you and tidy up my workbench here. I'm missing a couple of things. Alright, so I got the little screwdriver I was looking for. Now I've already put a kit in this carburetor, so that should be fine. The gasket looks okay. Throttle cable, that's another thing. Always something. Alright, we lost a little bit of video there because I forgot to press play, but after a bit of fishing, we got that throttle cable back up and back into the carburetor where it's supposed to go. Now we just have to get the rest of this put together. Now, I believe these were the 2 long plastic screws. Let's see, we're going to need this. Now the easiest way to get these gaskets on, you can see, not really. The easiest way is to get the carburetor, everything on the breather in the front, and utilize these screws sticking out. If you tried to do it the other way, you'd go insane. I see there's a couple little dabs of silicone on this, so somebody has done it the other way. But it's alright, to each their own. Now, I'd like to replace that, but I'm not going to do it right now. Get on there. Alright, we're going to get that on there. We're going to loosen this back up. That gray piece sets on top of this, so that was a little bit of a waste. Well, you're going to do that. Working on this stuff, you're going to end up putting things on and taking them back off because you did it in the wrong order. Now over here, this choke lever, there's a little notch on the side of the car. Okay, you see that little lever? Right there. That's how that goes. Alright. Alright, now line this stuff back up again. Now I believe this is the one for in there. Looks about right. I'm going to have to go get my screwdrivers. You're going back on hold again. Alright, so I do actually have torque screwdrivers. They're a lot better for putting things back together with. Take them apart, I think you're better off with the impact, but alright. There's that choke. Something is not lining up right here. We're not getting full choke on our plate down there, so we're just gonna push down on the carburetor with my index finger, pull up on the plastic. There. Now everything's working the way it should. Yep. Alright, so there's that. So this little breather line, that just plugs in there. Let's see, one more short screw down here. So this is the screw that cut off the kill wire originally. So be mindful of that when you're putting this in. Now you can pinch it and not know, because everything is plastic. It's not going to short anything out. But it was completely cut off before. Alright. That. The coil I cleaned up a little bit. It goes this way. It's pretty, you can't screw this up. It's pretty simple. I mean, maybe somebody can, but that's a different size. So if you don't know what the gap is supposed to be, that's still the wrong size. T25 is the winner. Yeah, if you don't know what this gap is supposed to be, you can always go back to the kind of the golden rule is 10, 20, 30. That's 10,000 gap here, 20 thousandths gap for points, and 30 thousandths gap for a spark plug. Okay. Now, get my gapping material. So usually just a piece of cardstock is all you need to set a gap. Business card. Now they do vary a bit, but generally speaking they'll be close enough. There's that one. Okay, I gotta move this. It is too short, but it doesn't matter where it goes on. So I'm just gonna put it on the top screw. It was down here in this bottom one originally. There, put that on there. Top screw back out. That could actually go to anything metal. It didn't even have to go there, but that's where it came out of. So now I got that wrong. Oh, there we go. There. That's in place. That's a bit long, but it'll be alright. Get rid of that. Now, next, stick the muffler on. Actually, let's put this stupid handle on. This is nothing but a pain in the butt. Careful not to mess up the fuel line while you're doing this. So these ones are the little ones with the little, looks like an integrated washer on it. Now, let's see if we can remember how this went out. Alright, so this was the two-piece handle. This just shoves in, and then there's another piece that clamps on top of it and holds it tight. Alright, I'm going to avoid putting that handle on just quite yet. I'll put the breather on before we get some dirt down in there. I just soak that down with penetrating fluid and then blew it out. If they're dry, sometimes you can just, like, not dry, but like fresh, you can just blow them out without the penetrant. Alright. So, for the muffler, we have these square-headed bolts, and they just slip in the head like so. That cylinder, I guess. And let's see, that way or that way? Yeah, that goes that way. So this little notch is for the flywheel. A lot of this stuff, you just take a look at it like I just did. You can't really put it on wrong. So, while you got the muffler off. Ooh, okay, this one doesn't pull apart. Some of them come apart. I was going to just pull it apart and check inside of it, but this one doesn't. Alright. Don't forget the spark arrestor. And then there'll be some type of a little cap, and it usually, this one here locks in. And a couple little nuts here. So somebody's put a different nut on this. It has one proper nut, one, I don't know, aftermarket. Something they found somewhere. I think those are 5/16. The only difference between these two nuts is one has a washer and one doesn't. It's built right onto it, so. that nut doesn't grab. It's gonna fall off. It can't go anywhere, so I will replace that later on. Let's see, let's grab a spark plug. We're going with an Oregon spark plug today because I just bought a whole bunch of them. You want that fairly tight, but you don't want to strip it. Alright, there's that. Let's go with the side cover. Let's go with the other side cover. Alright, so this is a two-part deal. Now, if you remember, this was missing screws. We had one here and one over here, I think. Actually, I've already ordered a helicoil kit. I'm gonna drill those out, I'll helicoil them, and put M6 in all those. Alright, let's stick the top on her. Now here's where I was talking about the other piece. So that holds this together. This handle. I have one screw in there, and then this kind of clamps our stuff together here. And we have for this two identical, one a little bit longer. Longer one goes on the bottom. Two identical ones are going to go up here. Now, there's a piece of cloth in this. I have no idea if that's factory or not. I doubt it. I think it's something someone stuck in there to tighten it up. I tugged on it the other day. It didn't come out, so I'm going to leave it for now. Feels good. Choke works. That works. Let's see what we have in here. Wow. Alright. Not gonna say I got myself into a mess, but it's gonna be challenging. This right here I recognize very well. This is a little piece of wire insulation. It's off a piece of 14-2, typical house wire, and it was holding the filter on. Yep, there's still some gas in there too. I'm gonna go get rid of that gas. That gas, despite smelling good, is well over a year old. I was hoping that filter would have came up with it, but it didn't. Well, let's start by getting that out of the way. Wow. There it is. So, there's what's left of the filter. That filter is not supposed to look at that. I'm going to go grab one, show you what it's actually supposed to look like. Alright, so there's what we have for a filter. There's what it's supposed to look like. There's a weight in this. Anyway, they smashed that apart, cobbled it together. So now we definitely have to get in here and replace that fuel line because it's way too short. Alright, fuel line. Let's grab my scissors. Wherever I put them. Couldn't have gone too far. Alright, forget about the scissors, we're going with a knife. Let's turn that light off. So what we want to do here is we want to cut this on a long angle. So find somewhere where you can get a good angle on it. Come on. Oh, goodness. Gas got my hands slippery. Way easier to do with scissors, but this lets you get it down inside the tank, and then I can grab it and pull it in further from there. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to bore you with this because this is going to take a while. Alright, so I got that fished out, whatever you want to say. Now, generally, good rule of thumb here is give yourself an inch of line sticking out of the tank so you can pull this filter out. And that'll be enough for it to go anywhere inside the tank. Now you don't need a clamp or anything on this. Just need to stick it on there. Flop that back inside the tank. There. Now I've still got to get this on the chainsaw. So most of the time with these, you can just take your pliers, good pair of needle nose, and line her up, and stick her on. Now the thing to remember here, there. So when I stuck that on, it was kinked over like it was when I took this saw apart originally. We don't want that, so we had to make sure we got it in there nice and straight. Okay. I'm not worried about oil. It's always oil before. I put a new diaphragm in the curve, so that should be alright. Apparently that's not in place. Oh, I see. I popped my vent line off. Put that back. There's a little notch in the front there it snaps into. Put that back in. And this is 45:1 mixture. Now when you do this, it wouldn't hurt to put another, actually I'll do that right now, put a little extra in there. So whatever mix you use, when you put a new set of rings in something, do any work to it, just put another capful in. You want to give it lots of lubrication for the break-in period. Now let's see if this stupid thing will start. That's a no. I would have thought it would have started by then. Let's check for fire. Actually, let's cheat a little bit and give it a bit of a prime. Maybe. No. Alright, so it looks like it just hadn't sucked the gas up in the carburetor, because as soon as I gave it that little prime, it took right off. It is revving a little bit high, but that's not entirely a bad thing. It's kind of late and I have neighbors, so I'm not going to run it anymore tonight. But tomorrow, I'll just take this outside. I'll start it just the way it is, and I'll let it run for about 20 minutes to break in that cylinder, and then I'll adjust it. By then it'll be nice and warm, it'll be broken. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I know this one was quite long, not my normal video, but I mean, if you watched part 1, you've seen how bad a shape that thing was in, and the history on this, it would always start when it was cold. But like right now, just running that long, that was all it took. You'd have one hell of a time getting it going again. I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm happy with it. Like I say, it should be a good saw now. Other than the screws in this plate, which are going to get fixed. It's going to get cleaned up. I have the barn chain and everything here. It's going to get cleaned up. I'm going to use it for a little bit. I need some silicone for that vent. It's going to get used for a little bit just to confirm everything is working the way it should. And then my father's going to sell it, because he's old enough now that he could use it, but it just about kill him after using something like that for a few minutes. So he doesn't need it. New screws. I need one new nut for the muffler, and that's going to be it. We'll see you on the next one, guys.